Hola clase, this is Señora Plested. We are finishing capítulo 4A, ¿A dónde vas? Where do you go? We are doing part 2, grammar and review, week 2 from January 25th to January 29th. And let's begin. All right, so you know we always have some culture questions at the very beginning that are going to be on your test. You just need to write about a sentence or two in English about what each culture perspective is. So, cultura el mundo hispano. Los clubes de deportes y los gimnasios, so sports clubs and gyms, son muy populares en los países hispanos, are very popular in Hispanic countries. Hay pocos equipos deportivos en la escuela. There are few school teams and sports teams in schools. Y muchos estudiantes van a gimnasios privados para hacer ejercicio. And many students go to private gyms in order to do exercise. También practican deportes en equipos privados. They also practice sports on private teams. El mundo hispano, las películas, movies, son una forma popular de entretenimiento. So are a popular form of entertainment para los adolescentes en los países hispanos, for adolescents in Hispanic countries. España, México, Colombia y Venezuela tienen industrias del cine importantes. So Spain, Mexico, Colombia, and Venezuela have important film industries, pero las películas de los Estados Unidos también son populares. But the movies from the United States are also popular. Los adolescentes de habla hispana, so Spanish-speaking adolescents, van al cine en grupos, go to the movie theater in groups. So these are the two grammar concepts you'll be learning about today. In this video, you'll be learning about the verb ir and how to ask questions in Spanish. Make sure you write those two down because you need to cover both of them. The verb ir. In this section, in Spanish, you'll be able to talk, read, and write about where you and others go and exchange information about where to go to do leisure activities or fun activities in your free time. The present tense of the verb ir means to go. So you use the infinitive ir to talk about going to school. Me gusta ir a la escuela. I like to go to school. I need you to pause the video and write down this entire slide, and then we're going to talk about it together. So pause now. All right, hopefully you have written down the entire slide, so we're going to keep talking about it. To say where someone is going, use the verb ir, to go. Here are the present tense forms. Voy, I go or I'm going. Tú vas, you go or you're going. Usted va also is you go or you're going if you're talking to an adult. Él or ella va, he or she is going or goes. Nosotros or nosotras vamos, we go or we're going. Vosotros and vosotros vais, y'all go or y'all are going. Ustedes van, you all go, you all are going. Or ellos van, they go or they are going. The verb ir is almost always followed by a, to. To ask where someone is going, use a dónde, which means where to. ¿A dónde vas? Where are you going to? You will often hear people say vamos, that means let's go. When the letter a is used before el, like to the el cine, right? The two words form the contraction al, to the. A plus L equals al. Make sure everything that's underlined, you write it down. It's important for you to know. So voy, notice it doesn't say voy a el centro comercial. It says voy al centro comercial a veces, sometimes. Pero voy a la piscina mucho. But I go to the pool a lot. Notice a la, nothing changes to that. A la piscina, but a el becomes al. So this is one of your activities, activity 11, Un invierno en Chile. Let's go through it together. So you're reading a email someone sent. Querida Sonia, dear Sonia, ¿cómo estás? Yo, bien, I am well. Oh, by the way, you have to use the appropriate forms of the verb ir, to go. The voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. So, generalmente paso tiempo en casa los fines de semana, so I generally spend time in the house on the weekends, pero a veces yo voy, I go, a Portillo con la familia para esquiar. I go to Portillo with the family to ski. Hace mucho frío ahí, it's very cold, y por eso mi mamá chilena, my Chilean mom, no va, she doesn't go, siempre con nosotros. En Portillo hay una escuela para los esquiadores. So, en Portillo there's a school for skiers. Y muchos chicos simpáticos blank a las lecciones. So many friendly kids, they go to the lessons. The answer is van a las lecciones. También hay un cibercafé con computadoras. There's also a cyber cafe with computer. Many people, they go there. Muchas personas van, right? If it's a bunch of people, you use they, the ellos form. Ellos van ahí para pasar tiempo con los amigos. They go there to spend time with friends. Nosotros, the answer to number 5 is vamos el domingo. We go on Sunday. Y tú, now it's asking for the tú form. Tú vas a la playa todos los domingos con tus amigos? Do you go to the beach every day with your friends? Hasta luego, María. All right, so we went through activity 11. So here are a couple of conversations to see what it looks like in practice.
¿Te gusta esquiar? ¿A dónde vas?
Voy a las montañas para esquiar.
So you like to ski. To where do you go? I go to the mountains in order to ski. Next one.
Nosotros corremos después de las clases.
Ustedes van al gimnasio, ¿verdad?
Sí, vamos al gimnasio para correr.
Correr, to run, is conjugated in the nosotros form. So, nosotros corremos, we run, después de las clases, after class. Ustedes van al gimnasio, ¿verdad? You all go to the gym, right? Sí, vamos al gimnasio para correr. Yes, we go to the gym in order to run. All right, number 2, asking questions. In this section, you'll be able to write and answer questions about leisure activities, what you do in your free time, and exchange information about where you and others go in your free time. All right, you must pause this and write the entire slide down. You need all of this information, and then we'll explain it together. All right, hopefully you have written down the entire slide. So use interrogative words, which means question words, who, what, where, when, and so on, to ask questions. You need to write this chart. So repeat after me. ¿Qué? ¿Quién? ¿Dónde? ¿A dónde? ¿Cuál? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cómo? ¿Con quién? ¿Cuántos? ¿Cuántas? ¿De dónde? ¿Por qué? In Spanish, when you ask a question with an interrogative word or question word, you put the action word or verb before the person, before the subject. So instead of ¿qué Elena come? What does Elena eat? We say ¿qué come Elena? What eats, right? What does Elena eat? But notice the verb eat comes before Elena. ¿Qué come Elena en el restaurante? What does Elena eat at the restaurant? ¿A dónde van ustedes? Notice it's not ¿a dónde ustedes van? The action word or verb comes before the subject. Después de las clases. Where do you all go after classes? ¿Por qué va Ignacio a la playa todos los días? Why does Ignacio go to the beach every day? Notice va comes before Ignacio, all right? You have already used several interrogative words or question words. Notice that all interrogative or question words have a written accent mark. It is so important that you remember they have an accent mark. In the activities, if you put in a question word without an accent, it will be marked wrong. For simple questions that can be answered by sí or no, yes or no, you can indicate with your voice alone that you're asking a question. Ana va a la biblioteca? Va Ana a la biblioteca? Right? Is Anna going to the library? Notice you can go both ways. Or Ana va a la biblioteca, ¿verdad? Just raising your voice at the end of a sentence can turn it into a question in Spanish. So these are where you're going to complete with the appropriate interrogative word or complete with the appropriate question word. So it says, blank estás, estoy muy bien, gracias. What question word gave us this answer? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Hoy es lunes. Today is Monday. What question gave us today is Monday? We need to say what day is today. ¿Qué día es hoy? Es la profesora de español. She is the Spanish teacher. So we want to say, who is she? ¿Quién es ella? Es la profesora de español. If I ask, where are you from? Right, you say, soy de Miami, Florida. How do you ask, where are you from? ¿De dónde eres? La clase es a la 1 de la tarde. Class is at 1 in the afternoon. So we want to say, when is class? ¿Cuándo es la clase? So, está delante de la computadora. It is in front of the computer. So we want to say, where is the pencil? ¿Dónde está el lápiz? If I say, voy al parque, I'm going to the park, what question is asking to say, to where do you go? ¿A dónde vas? So if it says here, ¿por qué necesito correr más? Because I need to run more. What question gave us that? Why do you go to the park? ¿Por qué vas al parque? Tengo 7 clases. I have 7 classes. So what question am I asking you that you would respond with, I have 7 classes? How many classes do you have? ¿Cuántas clases tienes? And notice it is cuántas because clases is feminine. If this was a male word, it would be cuántos. All right, so listen to a conversation with Eid and questions in action.
¿A dónde vas los fines de semana?
Voy al centro comercial.
¿Con quién vas?
Voy con Selena.
So where do you go on the weekends? I go to the mall. Notice it's not a el centro comercial, it's al centro comercial. And the next question, ¿con quién vas? With who do you go? Voy con Selena. I go with Selena. All right, review. These are things that you should be able to do for the test. So I can listen and understand as people ask questions about weekend events. 2 friends are trying to make plans for the weekend. Based on their dialogue, what do they finally agree on? Listen for keywords about who is going, where are they going, when are they going.
¿A dónde vas el fin de semana? El sábado me quedo en casa, pero el domingo voy al cine. ¿A qué hora vas? A las 9:30. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué haces el fin de semana? Yo también voy al cine el domingo. ¿Por qué no vamos a las 9:30? Yo prefiero ir a las 7. Bien, estoy de acuerdo. A las 7.
All right, so they both want to go to the movie theater on Sunday. One wanted to go at 9:30, the other one wanted to go at 7. They both decided to go at 7. So things that you'll be able to do to describe what you're doing this weekend, mention at least 3 places you plan to go and things you plan to do, right? You can say, voy de compras con mis amigos. I'm going shopping with my friends. Also, you'll be able to write what you're talking about. Your friend is taking a makeup test after school, so you need to write her a short note to tell her what you're doing after school today. And the note tell her where you are going and then what time you are going home. And you should be able to read the schedule. Someone has left his or her planner at your house. Read the schedule for 2 days to try to figure out what type of person owns it. Indicate whether you agree or disagree with statements about the person. So martes is Tuesday, and then you can see desayuno, lección de piano, trabajo, clase aeróbica. Jueves, Thursday, gimnasio, piscina, trabajo, biblioteca. All right, practice. You're going to go to clever.com, click on the Pearson Realize app to enter your online textbook and do the following activities. Actividad 11, core activity, las actividades favoritas, and guided grammar activity, the verb ir. You have some quizzes this week. Instant checks and pruebas for both the verb ir, asking questions, and the final check for chapter 4. And then you have 2 tests this week. You have Spanish 1, chapter 4a test, and the a dónde vas paragraph. In the paragraph, you're going to describe 2 places where you go in your free time, what you do, what days you go and with whom. Use only your notes in the model provided or it will be a 0. This is worth a test grade. Be sure to include the following: where you go and what activity you do, what days you go, whom you go with. So I could say, voy al or a la, pick a place, para, pick an activity. Voy los, pick a day of the week. Voy, you can say solo or con, with someone. And you do that twice. All right, and that's it. Gracias.